Hey everybody, I'm here at Lebanon Fire EMS station number 1, and we're going to do a little video update on all the changes, what has been going on, what's completed, what's moving forward, what your $70,000 is that you're voting on November 5th, and all that fun stuff. Here with Selectman Rick Barnett, who has been heading up a lot of the construction stuff here at Station 1. How you doing today, Rick?
Good, you?
Good. So I wanted to start with the septic because that's been an ongoing concern. It's still kind of dug up, but it still needs work.
Yes, this is going to be our new leach field that's proposed. They're doing the site plan right now. I should have it to go out for quotes probably by the end of next week for the new septic. This is where it's going to go.
So this will be the leach field.
Yep, the tank's here. I haven't seen the design. We have to do a pump system. So with the pump system, we'll end up putting another tank in and pumping it up to the system up here.
Okay, so there will actually be a pump inside of here that will pump it into the leach field.
Yep. To pump the liquids up into the leach field.
Is that so? That's a little bit more costly because you got to pay for the pump.
Right.
Yep.
And we haven't got any quotes on this yet, but I'll have the design hopefully by Mr. Truman by the end of this week coming, and we can get them out.
So just to make things clear, Mr. Truman is the engineer.
Yes.
That you is he a septic design engineer?
Designer. Yep.
Yeah. So Mr. Truman is going to come and bring his completed design, and then you're going to get to work, and hopefully
we will have the
before
quotes
everything
for that.
gets too covered with snow this year.
This here we can do in the snow. It's crucial. The system is working, the old system, but we know it's not going to last long, so we can get this in even if it's December.
Okay.
This is all time frame on cold weather right now.
So these, in our last interview, we talked about that this trailer was going to operate off its own propane system.
Yep.
And here you see the new propane bottles, just as we had previously talked about, and they're separate from the station.
And the communication system.
And the communication system is also all wired in. And this is the generator. So this trailer will operate in the event of a power loss. This trailer will operate off of this generator or one like it.
Yeah, right here. The generator switch, which the electricians have installed. So everything is code there.
Right.
We're going to be doing some work here for this sidewalk.
Okay.
Coming back, we got to do some stuff because that's the decontamination room.
This room at this end.
So as they come through here, we're going to be putting an impervious sidewalk here so they can get from here to the decontamination room.
Perfect. So while we're walking this way, we see the little gathering spot. But I know that the last time we had talked, you had said Eddie B is actually going to move this trailer, and they're going to take it to the transfer station. But it's still sitting here, and there's a reason for that.
Right. We're concentrating on more time on this and some of the other things that have happened. We're trying to generate over here, which we will be getting to. But this should be going within the next couple of weeks. It will definitely be gone.
Perfect. So again, like we did talk about this before, the tongue is here, and people were worried about how they were going to get it out. And so you can kind of maybe outline that process.
We're going to use an excavator to hook onto the front, slide it down, then Eddie B will hook up to it over here in the parking lot. So this has to be done before hopefully we pave the front, because we don't want to damage the new pavement. So we're going to get this done before that is done over there.
Perfect. So this, you will see it very shortly. Within a couple of weeks, you'll see it down at the transfer station, and the fire and EMS guys are going to get to work on making it the smoke training lab. Yes. And so as you can see, these 3 propane tanks are still here to fuel the station. There is still kind of a whole area here that's been cordoned off. And that's not because there's any more
No, all
issues
the
with the
work's done.
piping.
Right. The sewer line's in, the water line's in, communication lines are all in. So this is just a little bit of cleanup because we got to come back to address the cover it. So when we do this, now that the trailer's in the cover it, I can get more quotes on the cover it now that we have our distance, our height, and our width, what to build. So
Okay, so what Rick's talking about is that part of planning board, right?
Yep.
Was a requirement to put kind of like an open-ended roofed structure over this sidewalk area in between the station door and the trailer door. And we did talk about that last time, and they were getting ready to do that. I think there was some other work that had to be done or was more important to get done prior to putting that over. But you do hope to have it in before snow and ice.
Oh no, it has to
season.
because of the rain coming down on the aluminum steps.
Okay.
So if there's any ice or anything, so it's pretty much going to go right up over. So it's going to be a cover it, just the roof side. The sides will be open, so they can shovel the snow or whatever off. But it's basically keep the rain and the ice off so they don't slip and fall. The door has been put in.
I don't see the big dent, Rick. Like everybody was talking about this big, huge dent.
No big dent. It was just a little crease, but.
So is it like this area here?
No, it's just on the inside. It was just a little dent right down here that was covered up.
So as you can see, no, the fire truck did not
No.
run over and damage the back door. It's fine. It's in good shape, and Rick's got it installed. Or I don't know who installed it, but
Yeah.
but what are we doing with this disaster?
That there will be part of the 70,000
Okay.
on this situation of that with a mason with the blockwork stuff.
Okay. So you have a mason that's going to come in, and
Now, we'll
or
need
you're
some
going to get quotes.
Well, yeah, that'll be all on that 70,000. That's part of that.
Okay.
That situation plus the roof that will be part of the 70,000 for the. There used to be a chimney here, so
Yeah, I know.
that's going to have to be repaired.
Okay.
And then
But you're not replacing a chimney here. That's
no.
actually
This is just repair. This is just seal it up for water damage.
and that's actually been replaced by the metal. Is that what is that metal?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
That is something to do with his exhaust for his trucks inside the building.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's that. That's that.
Yeah.
That's that. All.
So
all
that because we had a lot of questions about black mold on the insulation, that was deemed by the engineer's report when we had the select person that questioned black mold. They came in and they did examine all of that, all of that black stuff on the insulation, and it was found to be that over the years, diesel fuel exhaust had gathered in that insulation by the front. So just so that everybody didn't panic, because there was a lot of to do about that it was black mold. No, it wasn't black mold. It is from the diesel fuel that has collected over the years and made marks on that. So what Rick was talking about, the exhaust system, inside the station there are tubes and magnetic ends to it that hook to the exhaust when the truck pulls into the station, and even if they forget to take it off, it releases from the truck as the truck pulls out of the station, the magnetic release. So while they still do have to pass by the doors, and the insulation up by the doors may get a little bit of fume, it pulls it back so much. It takes so much of it out of the air.
This building was built in 1957. That apparatus stuff was probably put in 15 years ago.
No, it wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah,
it was maybe 8 years ago.
Yeah. So, you got 40 years of exhaust going through the thing. As soon as you fire a diesel truck up, it's just fumigating everywhere.
Yeah, I just wanted to point that out to people because when we did show this, after the accident, there was black in the insulation, and there was, the people that know it all decided it was black mold, and they were kind of freaking out. It wasn't black mold, I promise you. So currently, because of the accident where the fire truck hit this structure here, this bay is not being used at all.
All 3 bays are not being used because this door doesn't work, obviously. It's missing,
Right.
which was an accident.
I want to reiterate
Right,
that
it was a
because
very-
I was here that day and that fellow was just
Yeah,
beside
yeah,
himself.
He's,
Yeah, no names.
Right, sorry. Yeah, he is very, very distraught about it. But he's coming out of it. He's very.
And we just want to lend our support to
Yeah.
him too,
Oh,
because
yes, most definitely.
no matter what people say, an accident is an accident. It happens at fire stations all over the country, and
Yep.
it wasn't an at-fault accident. And
Correct. No,
Bubba.
no.
I just want to get that on the record,
Yeah.
that because people on in other places have said that I was against him. I just want to
No.
say that I never was against him, and I completely 100% feel for him. And we all know it was an accident.
I'll say this: if we had the new truck, if we get, hopefully we get the new fire truck or whatever, what we're gonna do. These doors, a newer truck would have prevented that accident because these doors here actually roll up inside of each other.
Right.
This wasn't the truck. The truck in question was an older truck, in which this older truck, I was very surprised. This is the truck the chief bought for $10,000?
Right, out of Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very, as old as the truck is, I'd like to have it.
What are you going to do with the fire truck?
It's built. But this is what happens. This door was like this,
Right.
which it's actually like this. So it's like an airplane, and he got in the truck and just, as the call went off, everybody gets pretty high strung when the tone goes.
Right.
And it looked like an airplane, so he didn't see it. And as you can see, this truck is built very well. Very minimal damage because this door weighs about 60 pounds.
Did more damage to the station than it did to the truck, didn't it?
Yeah, well, this door weighs 60 pounds. It's a very heavy door. Very well built.
So let's just talk about that just for a second. Is that, like, a lot of people were faulting him for not doing his walk around or whatever the case may be. And I know that that's protocol, but I just want to make a case for him a little bit, that we're running short-staffed. And these guys are working a lot of hours.
Right, yeah. You're supposed to have, if you look at the logistics, there's supposed to be 4 people. And when you're trying to run a station with 2 people, you have different things that could happen. If this door was up, everybody knows I'm short. The other gentleman's pretty high, but he could have walked right underneath it. He didn't even realize when the tone went off that he's running to the truck and trying to get to a fire.
Right.
That was not open. So, that it was not closed, it was open. So he could have walked right underneath it and not even really realize it. So when he came around, just going into being.
So I happened to notice this, and I don't think that that this was talked about before in memory of Ray Gosselin. Is this the same Ray Gosselin Foundation that purchased Engine 5?
Yes, I'm assuming. I'm not sure.
Okay,
but, because
so
I'm new to this part of everything, so I would only assume yes.
Okay. So actually 2 trucks then that foundation, the Ray and Gosselin.
I know that this truck here was with the Ray Gosselin group.
Right. So I just wanted to just note too that that's exactly what it says on this. So apparently, there may have not been a lot of $10,000 cost to the taxpayer. We'll have to look into that, Rick.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because, when people complain that we bought an older truck with tax dollars, maybe we didn't. But that should be all on the table.
Right, I don't know.
So, going forward, let's talk about where we're going with Station 1. So the $70,000, as we heard it in Budget Committee, because I'm part of that committee, was for interior renovations, but obviously something's got to be done here.
Well, no, what we talked about was for the $70,000 was to put a new roof on, metal roof, not trusses, to replace the metal roof.
Okay.
It's got more holes than a porcupine.
Listen, it sure does.
So it does have code. So that was part of it. The chief had a layout of what he wanted to do to redo the inside because it's just going to be used for storage now. So some of the other stuff needs to be taken out so he can move his storage around.
This station is only going to be used for storage?
This station right now will be used just for
So
storage.
where are we running the trucks out of?
Right here. Well, the storage for the trucks. That's what this is for. The living
Right, because
quarters of the
everything
trailer.
else is in the living quarters.
Correct.
And I know that there was a lot of discussion back in the beginning about the fact that if Chief's office is in there, it then becomes not residential.
No, his office is at the town hall.
So Chief is working out of an office at the town hall. So where can people find the Chief? At the town hall if they need to talk to him?
If he's there, because he's very busy.
Right.
He's always out on calls too. So
Right.
His phone number would be
Okay,
the best.
would be the best.
He's running around like everybody else trying to get things done.
Okay. So I'm going to actually sit right on the back bumper of that ambulance because it's been a long couple of days, I'll tell you. But so tell me what is the $70,000 is for the roof, for the chimney area, the former chimney area in the back. We're not replacing the chimney.
Right. We're not replacing just some of this labor and material to put that back together to fill the holes. Like I said, to put a new tin roof back on it and to hot top this driveway is part of it.
Okay.
From the width of the building to the road.
Okay.
And then we got to reconfigure this a little bit because the doors are so short on this that the new truck is a little higher. So we got to level this up a little bit. That's all figured in. And get it back so when it backs in, it's backing in a little leveler instead of jamming up into the header.
Okay, so that's a really good point because we heard Chief in Selectman's meeting talking about having the issues of having a custom truck built within the 2-year requirement of the grant.
Yes.
So if we do that and we raise that door up a little, that's part of the plan?
Yes, we're gonna try to raise that up.
The third door, the one
middle
at the
door.
end. Oh, the middle door is the one you're going to raise up.
Yes, because this is the one that's got the length for the truck to fit in too.
Okay.
You know, this truck is a lot longer.
So if we raise that door up, that should create a space for basically what Chief called a stock truck. And we should be able to fit that truck into the station without...
I'm assuming, yes.
So pray that maybe we can get it done in 2 years. That's a strict requirement of that grant.
He's done a lot of homework. The truck companies were here. He's going to have a lot more information coming out on that. It's moving forward. Very good conversation about that this week on trucks.
Okay.
Availability, options. There was a lot of things that were done with that.
And
this
that
week.
can be found where?
It's not done yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they've been just doing that this week. It takes a little bit of process,
Right.
but they're working on that very.
Well, I
hard.
know that people have been hoping that all this information is going to be ready for October 5th for the public hearing.
Right.
Just like, let's give it a plug. October 5th, 10 o'clock. It's a Saturday morning at the Lebanon Elementary School gym, right? And we should start hearing at least a good chunk of
and there's a lot of information at the town hall that people can come get a lot of information at that hearing Saturday.
Yeah, I hope
Ask a lot of
everybody
questions.
comes out.
Yep.
You know, typically we don't have a lot of people show up, but I think that this is so important, and it's going to help to squash a lot of the rumor mill. Sometimes I just see people, I don't even answer them anymore. I just shake my head. It's not worth the argument.
It's part of being a community.
Yeah.
And we just need to get more information to the community.
Right. So
and
hopefully that will happen on October 5th.
Yep.
And I know that you guys are going to be videotaping that at the school to put out on the town's YouTube channel, right? Well, I'll videotape
I'm a new selectman, so.
Well, for a new selectman, Rick, you're doing a lot, and we appreciate everything that you've done here at the station because
I appreciate everybody
it's helping.
That's come to help.
Yeah, it's helping.
They've been good.
Yep. So, one of the next things that I want to talk about is the quote system, and we talked a little bit about that just prior to starting this video. Quotes versus bids, and what's the difference? And I think the biggest difference is the expediency, the quickness of which somebody can put a quote together versus writing out a bid spec and putting it out for public bid,
Yes.
and then receiving the bids and the timeline for opening them.
A bid, I think, is 45 days minimum
Correct.
to get things done. So, like in this instance, why we need quotes on this is this needs to happen real quick. We live in New England. The trucks here are full of water. If we can't get them inside where the heat is, we need to get this done ASAP.
Because they're all being parked outdoors right now.
Correct, because we can't put them in the building because of the doors.
And we hear a lot of stuff
safety.
about the ambulances shouldn't be outside 55 degrees or lower, and it's been in the 40s.
Well,
A couple of nights.
As you can see, I don't know a lot about it, but I just know because the chief and everybody else. These plugs, don't quote me 100%, but these plugs keep the vehicles heated.
Correct.
To keep them, but as the temperatures drop,
It's going to be harder and harder.
I'm assuming, of course, this is electric. Your electric bill's probably twice as much as what it needs to be.
Right. And now, just as the budget committee, we did adjust a little bit for the electricity, but I don't think we adjusted that much.
Right. I don't know how much they take, but it just everything. There's always something in the process that takes money.
Right. So we hear a lot of stuff about the fire department, and it's always over budget and stuff. I just want to point out that little things like this that you don't even think about, like, for example, something happens at the station and we have to plug in the ambulances, and there are two of them. The other one's plugged in too around the corner. But there are little things like that that eat away at the budget and
Correct.
make that budget line item go up. So just something as simple as not being able to use the station for 30 days, it can really eat away at a budget.
Right.
And I'm not saying that there aren't things that could be fixed, but this can't be fixed right now. It has to be plugged in.
The only way to fix that is to fix this.
Correct.
To get them in the heat.
So
where that will be heated, and that just takes a lot. We won't have to deal with this.
right.
So, but we do need some quotes, and this will be Monday night, so we really need quotes on this ASAP to fix this.
So construction companies, people that are watching, guys that work for construction companies, tell your boss they're looking for quotes Monday night, which is September
The latest. Yep.
September 30th. A quote, and that's to repair and raise.
Well, we're looking at trying to raise too in that aspect of what we can do. So there is, we need to talk to Rod and Joe
Before Monday night, I hope, because
Yeah.
you're showing people this and you want them to give you a quote on raising it. They have to know how far up you want to raise.
It's very minimal, but it's minimal enough that it will work.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It can be done.
Perfect.
We've told it to be done.
So the other thing that they've been talking about is repaving this parking lot, which is part of the 70,000. You said, right?
And again, this repair here is not part of the 70,000.
Okay, this is
repair,
insurance.
We don't know yet. This
Okay.
here has to be. This is not part of the 70,000. So because this has to be done. We want to get started October 1st. I know, but we'd like to get this done by October 15th, I would say, because of the weather.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you've been asking for quotes for a little over a week, right? 10 days maybe. And how many quotes do you actually have on
I
this?
don't know yet. I really
So-
don't. That's going through the office and stuff, so I really don't know. But
And as it should. So
we're just trying to get more people involved.
the
because-
quotes should be in a sealed envelope, and it should be delivered to the town office, and it should say Fire Station 1 quote
Repair.
on it, repair quote on it, and take it right in, give it to Lynn, give it to Christine. As long as it says that on it, it's going to go in the quote pile, and we really need to get some good, valid quotes on this. And you can get in touch with Rick, with code enforcement, Rod. You can get in touch with Chief, and they will show you
It's on our
what needs
website,
to be
their
done.
phone numbers and availability.
On the town
It's been
website,
there.
which,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
It's been on there.
Okay.
And again, that is not the 70,000. There's nothing to do with the ARPA money.
Where is that coming out of? The building maintenance fund?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
We're dealt
That's
with
scary stuff.
Well, no, we just dealt with a thing that we have to deal with because it was an accident.
Right.
And then all that information will come out, and because you just can't take certain money, and I'm not used to that, but you can't take certain money from there to put it there because
Right.
it's allotted for
It's
there.
not a business, it's a town.
Right. It's hard for me.
Yeah.
It's hard for me. Sorry.
That's okay.
But like I said, the
But
70,
that's why you have Michael, right?
yeah,
That's his
It keeps
function.
me in line.
So,
But part of that 70,000 again is, as you can see, the hot top.
yeah,
They have
it's
to plow
bad.
this. And again, with the quote system on this, with the 70 on this has to be done. If we go November 5th, if we get it, this has got to start November 6th because the hot top plant's closed November 15th.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's not.
And that's, people ask all the time too about that, like, you know, why does all this stuff stop in November, December? Why aren't they working on this? Why aren't they?
Because we live in New England.
Right.
You've got to do a year's worth of work in 8 months.
Right.
Enough said.
Yeah.
If you work outside.
Yeah. And maybe 8 months, because you might be on a shorter timeline
Right,
than
this,
that.
you know.
I mean, we had storms in April this year.
Yeah, and it might come early. So we really don't know. It's a gamble. So if this, hopefully, if this is all approved, we can get something in here and it's done before they shut the hot top plants down.
Right.
That's critical. Same thing with the roof. I'd like to get it done as soon as it's done because of the snow, metal roof. If we can get it done before the snowstorms and stuff.
Yeah, you don't want people up there with ice and snow.
It's just another time. It just takes longer to get something done.
So when we talk about like quotes versus bids, I just want you all to know that you hear some of the construction company guys that again think they know, and they're complaining that it's Rick, right there, Rick, and that he's given all this work to his buddies, and that's why he's not doing bids. That's not necessarily true. They are seeking quotes. If people don't put in quotes and this work needs to be done, I'm sure you're going to just get whomever is the next on your list. And rightfully so, Rick. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, no.
Because if people don't express an interest, they don't have the time to put out 15 bid requests for you to get your quotes in. If you want to quote on any of this work, repairing the fire station, raising the door, the chimney area that we showed you in the back, the asphalt in the front, if you want to be a part of this, if you want to put in a quote, please do it as soon as possible because this work all has to get done pretty much before the snow flies. Yeah.
Other than the stuff on the inside, but while you're that far, we'd like to get that done too, just because the roof's going to be open.
Right.
That's going to be the time to.
So tell us about what's going on the inside.
He wants to move some stuff around, a few walls and some doors. The chief has got all the scope of work that he wants done on the inside because he's trying to get this so that he can have his hoses over here and the trucks here and stuff.
He knows what he wants.
Well, yeah, because he's setting it up for his firemen to come through that back door. They know where they're going.
Which is different because they've always come in through the front door or been in the day quarters inside. And so the flow pattern was different as they're coming out of the day room, as they're coming out of the office. Where is their gear? Where is their stuff? But now they're living in that, and I say living, it's not a homeless shelter, I get it. But they're staying when they're on downtime in the trailer, in the back. And so they're going to be coming through the back door and entering right into the back side of the bay. So now all of that stuff has to be set up so that when they come through, they grab their hose, they grab their gear, and they get right in the truck.
Right.
With the door shut, hopefully.
And everything, they've been moved around so many times that their pattern of trying to go is different now because they've been up here, they've been over here, then they've been up there, now they're back here.
Yeah.
So, and now we're interrupting the way that it used to be. So they got to learn their pattern now too.
Right.
You know,
So there's some answers for you, and I hope that it's been helpful. I really thank Selectman Rick Barnett for coming with us today. If you're hearing this today and you work for a construction company or you are a self-employed contractor and you want to give quotes on any of this, Please realize that your quotes can, not imperative, include volunteer labor or helping out with some of the materials. We're not asking anybody to do this for free, but just consider that maybe you could give a discount on materials or whatever. That's all greatly appreciated, and no more than anybody by me. But we love volunteers and help, and it's not a requirement. Give your best price, but please know that we need this done shortly. And I think, the most important thing is that this is our fire department. A lot of you have said fix station one, like a chant going on around town. You can picture people sitting around the fire chanting fix station one before you want to do a new station. Well, here's Rick Barnett. Here's all of his people that have been working so hard. Here's Chief, here's your fire station, here's your selectman, and everybody's trying to fix station one, but they can't do it without your help. They need the quotes, they need the workers, they need the bodies. So let's get those quotes in, and I'm gonna be plugging for that on LMTS too. Like, put your quotes in. Yeah. Monday is the deadline.
Monday night.
For quotes on this door, right?
Yeah, on this situation here.
Yeah. The situation. I love that.
Just the situation that we have to work through as a community. We can get through it.
Yes, we can.
Yep.
And I think with everybody's help and with a little bit of poking and prodding, if your husband works for a contractor or whatever, like, tell him, get those quotes in. This is important. All right.
Cool.
So I think we did good, and thanks, and you have a great day. Thanks for meeting me here this morning, Rick. I appreciate
Anytime.
it. All righty. Bye.